Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor admits to something in Doctor Who Season 15, Episode 3, The Well, that confirms a theory I've had about the Time Lord since a 2008 episode with David Tennant's 10th Doctor. As it turns out, The Well is a surprise sequel to Midnight, which is one of my favorite episodes of the show ever. Midnight shows a side of the Doctor I'd never seen before, or at least never quite to such a degree. Now, with Ncuti Gatwa leading the Doctor Who Season 15 cast, my suspicions about 10's mindset in the 2008 installment are confirmed. 15's battle against Doctor Who's unnamed Midnight Monster is a brilliant tribute to the David Tennant adventure while also serving as a worthy continuation. Rather than moving ahead as its own story, The Well manages to reference Midnight brilliantly, including a big reveal about what 10 was feeling at the time, and how every adventure since has compared. I always felt like the 10th Doctor was absolutely terrified in Midnight, and The Well confirms it. The Doctor's unexpected reunion comes with a harsh truth. Midnight presented the Doctor with a unique sort of threat. Sure, he'd battled shapeless, invisible monsters before, but he'd never had to do it in such a testing scenario. Plus, he had absolutely no information on what he and the others aboard the shuttle were up against. 10 was operating on best guesses and instinct, and with no companion to back him up when people started to doubt his authority. As he starts to lose control of the situation, especially when the entity attaches itself to him, 10 starts to seem more and more afraid, which is incredibly uncharacteristic. In The Well, Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor admits that the last time he encountered the Midnight Monster was the most fear he's ever felt. So, I was right to be so concerned about the Doctor all those years ago. 10 may have put on a brave face for the majority of Midnight, but Tennant's brilliant performance allowed flashes of that intense fear to flash through the cracks of his Doctor's otherwise confident demeanor. Inversely, Gatwa's Doctor is much more open with his emotions, so he admits to the fear pretty much instantly after realizing he was experiencing an unwanted reunion. The Doctor's fear is why the Midnight Monster feels so scary, even though you don't see it. The 2008 Doctor Who villain's return remains just as terrifying. Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor looking shocked in Doctor Who Season 15's The Well. Considering the countless life-threatening situations that the Doctor has been in since Midnight, his admission in The Well is a huge reveal that also reaffirms just how dangerous the entity is. If the Doctor had never felt fear that strong before and hasn't since, then it also makes the audience feel the same level of terror. It all comes down to the matter of the Doctor fearing what he feels he can't stop, and there's shockingly little the Doctor can't overcome. What's more, the monster being impossible to see in Midnight added to the fear factor. Usually, once a monster like that is seen, it loses a little of its impact. However, 15 finally gets to see what it looks like in The Well, and it doesn't seem to make him feel any less terrified. If anything, the look on his face suggests he's now even more afraid after laying eyes on the thing that drove such fear into his heart in Doctor Who Season 4.